Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do beer stuff here. Wishful thinking. Beer number 2 from these guys and gals and everything in between. This is their Afterglow Hazie India Pale Ale. Yeah, I've reviewed one beer by this brewery that isn't super far away from me. They've been open a year. I hadn't had a chance to get down that way, and long story longer, a new hire, coworker, friend, we'll call him friend, brought me a can of their stuff, and then said, "You know what? Screw it. Let's bounce down out there after work as a work thing, And we had some pizza and beers. Pizza, delicious. Did you do Detroit style stuff, which is just like thicker kind of. I don't know how to do it, but it was good. He got some pickly thing. I got some hot honey pepperoni thing. It was absolutely fantastic. Picked up some cans. Here we go. Afterglow India Pale Ale, 7.4%. Foam is good. Wishful thinking, you can scan that and go to the webpage if you would like. And that'd be it. Yeah. No date in the can. Small place. All their beer. Yeah. Small batch cans. Why am I looking for a bottle opener? I do not know. Small batch cans. So they don't linger long. I'm cool with it. Yeah. The first one I had, I really enjoyed. It had this level of density to it that was quite unique to really good breweries. So I'm pumped to dive into this one. Label-wise, cool. Pictures and stuff. I'm not gonna blow me. It's not the best cans I've ever seen in my life, but anytime you put a picture on there, well done pictures. I can get down with it. Maybe it's the skirt darker than I'd like it to be. I talked about that alien skin last time I talked about it. It's almost like a tonal gray shift. Some of the beers you have this kind of going on here. It's kind of this kind of hazy, turbid orange with this tonal shift towards gray. Index finger, super creamy, fluffy head, so it looks the part of a big old turbid hazy. Let's get a nose. I'm getting big melon vibes off this. Big melon vibes, stone fruit melon vibes. There's a spicy thing here going on. I can't put my finger on. I'm really curious to see how it works out in the taste. But it really is an undersweetened kind of melon and stone fruit vibe. A little bit of spiciness. I'm assuming that's maybe a little bit of bitter and hop kind of fluttering off. Could be a little bit of oxidation too, depending on how old the beer is. But there's a little bit of spiciness to it with that underripened kind of melony stone fruit vibe. Done and done. Not a gigantic nose, but a very specific nose is probably the best way I could frame that. We're just going to dive in. Cheers, y'all. Yeah. All the stone fruit are below now. It's kind of like similar to their other beer. There's definitely this kind of melon, this combination. I had this really cool melon over the winter. It was called oddly enough, Santa Claus melon. Never heard of it before. Got it at a little. Actually, not super far away from this brewery. It looked like a cantaloupe, but a little bit different shape. And it tasted like if a honeydew had a baby with a pear. That's that thing. That melon thing I'm getting, that's that. It's like very close to what that thing, that melon, that Santa Claus melon was giving me. Of course, you're getting a citrus. Of course, you're getting all the other things come along with it. There's a little bit of stinging bittering here. I think it's a hot pellet saturation thing. Very minor, but it's there. Mouth feels super dense, but not. I will put it this way: it's not. It's akin to the other beer that I had from them. The other one was like super. It had a fullness to it, but it was still drinkable. This one's a little bit heavier on the palate. Again, not like too heavy to where you can't drink it, but it's weird to see that double IPA come off a little bit more drinkable than the single IPA. And I will say, I think there is a touch of time here. I think there's a little bit of time on this can, like not a lot. It's not. I'm not saying it's oxidized. I'm not saying it has this like crazy amount of like flip the script cardboardy thing going on, but I'm assuming that's probably a better way to frame it. This beer was a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more expressive when it was just a little bit younger. This beer is me. I dig it. Honestly, you give me this. It's weird because it's like one beer into this brewery. I'm like, okay, I'm expecting 105 in the corner of the plate or a cutter from Mariano Rivera. I don't know why I'm pulling out baseball analogies, but it's like you have one beer and like, okay, now you everything has to be like perfect. I like it. I dig it. You're talking about like 7 and change. It's drinking its weight class, if not a bit above. It's giving me a richer, more fuller, more turbid thing that you don't get. Walk that back. That you don't get well done from a lot of breweries. A lot of breweries try to make these goopy, chalky, crazy, hyperdense beers, but they just don't make them well. That's what separates the wheat from the chaff. To make an analogy from like the 20s, the 1920s, not the 2020s. Oh man, I'm old. And it's kind of like one of those things where some people just know how to do it well, and they know how to do it well, and they do it in a really fun way. Let's put it this way. I dig this. I have a 4-pack of this. It's going to go down easy. I really want to try it. On draft, hyper fresh. I think this thing's a little bit bigger, and I think it's a much nicer beer in the grand scheme of things, which is, it's really good. I think it could be S tier, which the other one was. Yeah. Man. And the pizzas are balling too. That was the fun part. Really pretty spot. Like I said, never went there. Went over there with my buddy Ken. And, parking might not be the best. But man, it's got, like I first walked in, I was like, man, this place is tiny. And I was like, oh, that's a big back room over there. And I'm like, oh, they have have a little bit of outside stuff. I'm like, oh, what's that over there? So yeah, it's got a decent amount of space. Really, really good pizzas. I can't, correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I believe the ownership of the brewer and his wife, I believe they ran a pizza food truck for a while. So it kind of makes sense that they're killing it on that front. And the beers are really, really good. So yeah, what more do you want me to say other than Mount Rushmore status, IPA, on the outside looking in, but very tasty stuff. Valued availability, pricey. It is a bit pricey, but it's a small brewery doing like small run boutique cans. I want to say this might have been $22 for a 4-pack, but you're only getting it at the brewery. They're doing hyper low runs. I have no problems with that. Whenever good people are trying to do good things, good brewers are trying to do good things, price becomes a little bit more secondary. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like new school turbid haze, if you're a haze boy or hop thought, man, you really kind of owe yourself a trip over there, to be honest with you. So yeah, wishful thinking. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Check it out. There you go. Reviewing the books. Massive Beers. Check me out doing social media stuff. Beer Massif. Podcasting stuff. It's going to come back eventually, the podcast. Yeah, wishful thinking. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had our beers? Have you had this beer? A lot of fun stuff down there. Have you had the pizza? Tell me your favorite. Let me get this off. Let me stop for a second here before I sign off completely. So, northeastern Pennsylvania, hopefully people are still listening, especially the pizza people are still listening. I need to know why pizza is so regional. More specifically, delicious pizza is so regional. So, the reason why I bring this up, two of my favorite, I cut my teeth in beer and cut my teeth in food in northeastern Pennsylvania. Definitely not a mecca of culinary wizardry. But they have their good spots. Pierogies, Polish stuff, all that stuff. They have 2 pizzas which are the best. And when I say that, I got to air quote pizzas. Because to me, pizza is a slice in New York. That's what pizza is. Detroit, Chicago, Connecticut, y'all can F off. Jersey's lumped in there, by the way. A slice, greasy. Just watch that scene from, what's the scene where Along Came Polly? Where the guy... Who's the guy who died? Who's got the extra grease? Anyway, so that's pizza to me. But Northeast PA has 2 of the best pizzas I've ever eaten. One is called a broccoli double crust pizza. Basically, what they do is they make a broccoli white pizza, essentially, in a square, kind of Sicilian, kind of doughy thing. I don't know what they put in it because it tastes way better than any broccoli and cheese pizza I've ever had, but it's called double crust because they do. I think they bake it open and then they fold it so it's almost like a literal square Strombolia pizza. This stuff is like whatever. When the people who are addicted to drugs, I understand why they're addicted to drugs because of this pizza. Like I can't not. I'm glad I moved away. Let's put it this way. I don't need to eat this pizza. So goddamn good. Never seen it anywhere outside of Northeast PA, and this is the bigger one because I think this would work because the double crusting is unique. Like I don't know if breweries or these people that make Detroit style pizzas in and around the Lehigh Valley area. I don't know why it's a big thing. Even not even there. It's in Jersey. You have like Alternate Ending does it. A bunch of people do it. Nobody does a bagash pizza. And you're like, what the F is bagash pizza? Bagash pizza is basically, for lack of a better term, it's a pierogi on a pizza. Basically, you take a Detroit-style pizza crustish, Sicilian, Detroit-style, something like that, and you put all the things that are involved in a pierogi on a pizza. Mashed potatoes, stick with me. Cheeses, Cooper, cheddar, all that kind of stuff. Onions, banana peppers, those kind of things on a pizza. It is so goddamn good. And I never see anybody do it outside of Northeastern Pennsylvania. Like I'm jonesing for one. And I want it so bad. And I see all these places that do the Detroit style pizza and go, oh my God, these people are going to have it. And nobody has it. So wishful thinking. If you're watching this, please make a bagash pie. Let me know. I'll come by. It's a very lentil thing, like very religious kind of during Lent because there's no meat involved or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant over wishful thinking. If you had this beer, talk below. Yeah, we went way too long. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you enjoyed my pizza rant. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.